A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. It's the first one for the week. We promise to make it worth your while. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Of course, tonight on the show, we'll be talking about a FIFA World Cup surprises. We've been told it's going to be a World Cup of surprises, and it's turning out to be so. Saudi Arabia stunned almighty Argentina today with Lionel Messi on the field. We'll talk about that as we move on the show. The Cristiano Ronaldo saga continues. We'll talk about it. Pep Guardiola also in the news. We'll talk about it. And of course, we will not leave out what is happening on the domestic scene. That's the outlook of the show tonight. Well, of course, usually I'm not alone. My partner, Austin Okon-Akpan, of course, waiting in the wings. We're going to be doing this together. We're going to take this ride together. And, of course, we'll take you across the money spinning world of sports. Austin, very good to take this ride with you again tonight.
Spotted greetings, Yemi, and to all our viewers joining us from different parts of the world. Yemi, what a story. Huge day in the FIFA World Cup. Yemi, look, at some point I was like, what's going on? What is Saudi Arabia trying to do? They did the unthinkable. I'm still trying to process that result. What a story for Saudi Arabia and Hervé Renard.
What a story. I mean, we could wax lyrical about Hervé Renard always finding a way to do things you just, never thought was possible. And kudos to him. The last time I felt like this was 1990, returning from, I was in primary school, returning from school and watching the indomitable Lions of Cameroon after 2 red cards defeating this same Argentina team with Diego Maradona on the field. And so, but we'll talk about that. We'll save it for the later part of the show. Austin, before we bring our partner in the Lagos studio into the mix of things, let's start with volleyball on the show tonight. I have to give you credit for the fact that you always try to make us spread the love across to all other sports. And, of course, tonight will not be different. Let's start with volleyball and talk about the 2022 edition of the Legacy Volleyball Championship. It's on the way in the outdoor court of the Teslim Balogun Stadium. And, of course, we have 18 teams participating. What is good is that we have this competition going on, a lot on the way, and of course, it's interesting to have all of these things, happening and showing that these sports federations are not waiting for when big things happen to start complaining about issues. So, of course, we also have, at some point we'll listen to the chairman of the organizing committee. You know, Austin, I think a lot is happening back there. Let me just quickly allow us listening to the chairman of the organizing committee. And, of course, I'll allow Austin to say 18 or 2 about that. We'll come back for more on the show.
Every year, the standard is improving more and more, and it's becoming more highly competitive. You can see what we injected into the game. We have moved from outdoor to indoor, and this indoor is like, we are approaching the world standard. There's World Cup, Volleyball World Cup going on every year. There's Volleyball League, World International League going on every year. Nigeria is not near there in Africa, let alone in. I've watched one early this year. Cameroon represented Africa. So where's Nigeria? And this kind of competition, the competition that would build up artists that are confident to represent the nation.
All right, that's it. You listen to the chairman of the organizing committee, Kayode Ladele. Of course, he has lauded the high standard of the competition. He also speaks of his expectation from Nigeria. Hopefully, we will be able to match up to the standards obtainable in Africa and, by extension, the world. All right, before I get back to Austin, let's bring in our guest on the show tonight. Kehinde Idris joins us. Kehinde, there's a lot to unpack. A lot has happened, but first, greetings to you. Thanks for finding out time to be with us on the show tonight.
It's good to be here. It's always good, to spend time. Always looking forward to Tuesday night. And like you said, a whole lot. Your intro was so electrifying, really now the surprises. It has to do not just with football, but so many other things like the Man City, Manchester United you mentioned. But I'm particularly happy that I'm here while you're talking about the volleyball, because I was also there, for some days to see and also interview players, coaches, and all of that. And one of the things I took away is the fact that a team who is Olalomi, team thereabout, first time coming in, but they said before they even got to be a part of this, they've heard testimonies from teams that had improved themselves as in volleyball teams through this legacy volleyball championship, and they really want to be here. So they needed everything that they need, that they would need to get to be a part of this. And now that they've come and they've played, they know what these teams are talking about. Top teams, scattered around to be a part of it. And then I got sentimental also because I grew up in the military terrain, talking about the Air Force, and the Air Force also had a team right there. So it was massive, coming from all around, not just Lagos, but all around the country. So the Legacy Volleyball Championship is here to stay, and we're already talking about, helping in its own way to develop volleyball, especially in recent time where it has not gotten the kind of recognition it had some years back. Growing up, volleyball is one of those sports that we're well talked about. At a point, it slowed down, and I love this, and I'm loving the fact that teams and players are the ones giving this testimony that it has helped to improve us.
All right, let's get back to Austin. Austin, for the organizers, the end game is to popularize this sport, to get as many people involved in all of that, and to raise the standard. I talked about acceptable standards. I also talked about, probably rivaling the best volleyball playing nations in Africa and by extension of the world. But we are Nigerians. It's a tall order. How easy will it be to popularize the sport? How easy will it be to catch up with probably other African nations and, try to rub shoulders with the best in the world?
This is how to start, That's what the organizers of the Legacy Volleyball Championship are trying to do. It goes beyond, giving the sport some popularity. It's 360 degrees, Our coaches will benefit, players will benefit. I just hope that the Volleyball Federation is also involved in this one. At the end of the day, everyone will be a winner. So I like the fact that talents, will be discovered from this one that will be useful for national teams volleyball development. I love the fact that different teams are also involved. It will also, help club volleyball in Nigeria. I also saw that it was not just a men's affair. With the female are also part of it. So it's a good one for the development of the sport, and I love it so much,
All right, so we're done with that. I want to take a back seat because we're coming to your end to discuss a few stories that has gotten global attention. And let's start with Cristiano Ronaldo. Statement has been put out by Manchester United. Of course, Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United, they've parted ways. Both parties put out a statement. Then also, there's a little matter of Pep Guardiola. The dust has settled now. It's still assigned, the groundwork for a contract extension has been laid. But let's start with Cristiano Ronaldo. It was always going to get to this point.
Yeah. But, this is such a sad story. A club legend shouldn't be leaving the club this way. I was just speaking to a colleague at the BBC. I'm like, how did he get to this, When Cristiano Ronaldo was going to Manchester City, I'm sure he didn't consider Manchester United. And then he said he got a call from Alex Ferguson. And Ferguson said, look, go back to Manchester United and go complete go complete your legacy, go complete history, go make records, go and inspire the young players. All of those Cristiano Ronaldo has not achieved just because of that one interview where he came out to talk about some of the things that he had on his mind. They have said it's over. It's no longer a player. Cristiano Ronaldo is focused. on the World Cup assignment that he's got with Portugal. So we're waiting to hear from the player. But Manchester United are done. Last week they told us that, in fact, that's the shortest press statement I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know if you saw that statement. They said that they have initiated, steps towards addressing the Cristiano Ronaldo issue, and that they were not going to make any comments. The club was definitely hurting because Cristiano Ronaldo exposed some of the things that, some fans and followers of the club have also been talking about, which is ownership. And I'm sure this man, Ten Hag, remember when we were talking about Cristiano Ronaldo going to Manchester United, we said Ten Hag should be ready to deal with his ego. That's a big player. In fact, the local media in England, they're saying he's even bigger than Eric Ten Hag. And to an extent, I totally agree with the angle they're coming from with that one. But when you're a player and you need to stay under the players' rules. The things you're not supposed to do, you're not supposed to do them. But Cristiano Ronaldo said it was a subtle attack to his career, that people wanted him out, and then he's wondering if they didn't want him, why they didn't let him come to the club. So this is, in a way, will swing in so many ways for Manchester United, because Cristiano Ronaldo will always control the narrative of football news all over the world. Let's just wait to see how this one will pan out.
All right. Austin talked about statement. Let me just quickly see if I can read what was put out by both parties. Very brief. Not more than a paragraph from Manchester United, not more than a paragraph from Cristiano Ronaldo as well. This is what United said. Cristiano Ronaldo is to leave Manchester United by mutual agreement with immediate effect. The club thanks him for his immense contribution across 2 spells at Old Trafford, scoring 145 goals in 346 appearances, and wishes him and his family well for the future. That's some of the things United that I picked up from what United said. Everyone at United remains focused on continuing the team's progress under Eric Ten Hag and working together to deliver success on the pitch. Kane, that was what United, part of the statement United released. Then Cristiano Ronaldo, swiftly after they said what they said, he said that, well, he loves the club, he loves the fans, that will never change. And he added that it feels like the right time for him to seek a new challenge, and he said he wishes the team success for the remainder of the season and for the future. I don't want us to go back to what happened, who did this, who did that. I mean, enough of us have said already. But a quick one before I yield the floor back to Austin. When he granted that interview, you feel in his mind he knew he had burnt the bridge.
Yeah, he knew, because...
there was always not going to be any way back.
Just almost 24 hours before this whole statement from Manchester United and also from himself, there's been that question, but I think he attended to it at that point, where people are talking about, okay, maybe you would have voiced out everything you did, but probably the timing. And Cristiano Ronaldo came out to let the entire world know that the timing was perfect. This is a timing I chose, and I knew why I chose it. So for me, I don't know, whatever you think, the timing is perfect for me. And that he knew what he was doing. He knew where he was going. He knew what would emanate from this. He knew the armor would fall, but he needed to put it out there. I don't know what the need is, but he needed to bear his mind and let the entire world know. Although a lot of persons also had come in his defense and all of that, saying, you can only but chase some people, but if you don't treat the problem, it will continue to rear its ugly head. And that is the problem of management, or you can say administration, in Manchester United. And that is where it has gotten to. And you would always find the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, the likes of Jose Mourinho, come out, look at the management, tell them things, and they will tell them to work out. But if you don't treat it. But at the end of the day, I think with his statue, with his status, with his level, a lot of persons feel, no, Cristiano Ronaldo, this would have been handled better. But so many times, it is easy to advise when you're not the one wearing the shoes.
You're not sitting on the hot
when
seat.
you're not sitting on the hot seat,
Okay.
You don't know how to react. You always feel there is a perfect way. But when you sit there, sometimes, hey, it just hits you somewhere, and then you spin it out there.
Okay, Austin, just before we talk about Pep Guardiola, I just want us to laugh it off a little. And let's be comical about this. This Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo saga, is there a winner?
There's no winner.
Nobody.
All I say are losers, Manchester United and Cristiano Ronaldo, because this would have been a good story for the club. This would have been a good one for football. Fans were already, talking about the legacy Cristiano Ronaldo would have left at the club. But I mean, for Cristiano Ronaldo to sit down with peers and, gave us some of the things that he gave to the public, then there was so much he had in his mind. And for his mental health, I thought he just needed to, talk about those things. He even talked about down to the infrastructure of Manchester United, that the club isn't even doing enough to be seen as an international club. So, yeah, I mean, no winner. It shouldn't end this way. I feel bad about what has happened with Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United, And if we want to start analyzing it to some point, who's going to lose more? I think it's United, because you've just shown big players that when you come to their club, you might just get into sort of situation and the club won't be able to handle it. Let's give respect to Sir Alex Ferguson. I think that was what he was able to do as a manager, to handle the big players. So Manchester United should be ready to do proper PR to be able to bring big players to the club, but no winners, just losers, Manchester United and Ronaldo, because this would have been a beautiful story for the club.
All right, let's move on. The other side of Manchester, let's talk about Manchester City, our next port of call. Does it calm nerves now that the groundwork for a contract extension has been done? It looks to me like the owners of Manchester City don't want to take their legs off the pedal. And one of the ways to doing that is ensuring that you have a top-class manager like Pep Guardiola. But I read some of the papers from your end, tabloids, and one, forgotten the paper now, but one, put it this way, I don't know if you agree, it says getting Pep Guardiola, tying him down with the club, would be or even better than getting Haaland. I don't know if it is that big. Probably shows how important it is to the club.
And I see the slant that the media, they're trying to take with this Pep Guardiola deal. Remember 2 seasons ago, we thought he was going to be out, and then he signed that contract renewal, and now, in fact, the media is reporting that a 2-year deal has been agreed, by Pep Guardiola. So with Manchester City, with everything this man has done, I'm sure they're saying, don't leave this club without winning the Champions League. I think this is what this deal is all about, So if you bring the best of best players to Manchester City, I think one of the major reason why they will come is because of Pep Guardiola, and that's how important it is to the setup of Manchester City. And the owners, they know that, they understand that he's a big-time manager, right from his days of Barcelona to Bayern Munich, now City. I think he has shown that he's a manager with class, deserves a lot of respect. It's just a Champions League trophy that he doesn't have with City here that would be good to, have to his career. So, yeah, I hear that the deal will be structured as an initial 1-year deal with both club and manager holding an option for a further season. So it can be terminated after 1 year. So it could be Pep saying, maybe this club don't have the luck. I need to win the Champions League. And then he says, guys, I need to go. Or the club just say, we don't think that this can really work. But they've done that groundwork, as you mentioned, to ensure that Pep Guardiola stays and is going nowhere.
All right. Let me allow you to say something quick, 30 seconds. Also talk about legacy.
Yeah.
If Pep Guardiola leaves City without winning the Champions League, does it tarnish his legacy? Does his status, does it affect his status?
For Kehinde Idris, it doesn't. But for, so many different angles, the way people see things, I think to some persons already they are saying it. That
Do you think the owners feel like that quickly?
I doubt. Because they have huge respect for this man. Anything he asks, he gets. And also, this whole contract discussion also gives, backing to that. in the words of Fidelis Ilechuku, let me bring him into this. When he lost a lot of players, top players,
you know what?
MFM,
Let me pause.
Okay.
Let me pause you. Well, we need to go on the break. Right about now, when we return from that break, we'll continue from where we left off, talking about Pep Guardiola, and of course, we're moving straight into the World Cup segment. All right, welcome back. I think we're done. We're done talking about Manchester City, talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, because we could go on and on. And of course, we have to address the elephant in the room, talk about what was a shock, what happened today. Let's go into the World Cup segment and, of course, talk about the things that have happened today and what is currently going on in Qatar, talking about the 2022 World Cup. Let's start by taking a look at the results. Then the three of us will talk about how surprised we were with what the Saudis have been able to pull off today. It's a big upset, no doubt. All right, so let's start with taking a look at the results of the matches that have been played today. So that's it. Argentina, the Albi Celeste, lost to Saudi Arabia. I still can't put my head around what happened. Some people are saying we should check the VAR. I'm going to see if the guys have anything to say about VAR. Mexico and Poland, goalless. Mexico have Guillermo Ochoa to thank for that goalless draw. It's becoming an hero. I mean, saved the penalty from Robert Lewandowski. Robert Lewandowski is yet to score a World Cup goal. And of course, Denmark and Tunisia, of course, Africa's representative, Cardiff Eagles, were able to force the Danes to a goalless draw. And the last time we checked, of course, France, after going down by a goal, have been able to get back, and they're currently leading. The last time we checked, Adrien Rabiot scored, and of course, Olivier Giroud also on the score sheet for Le Bleu, and that's the situation right about now. All right, let me just quickly go to Austin quickly. Let's talk about the things we have on the screen, and let's see. Austin is probably with us and also spying what is happening between France and Australia. But anything to report from that game?
Yeah, 61 minutes already gone in that game between France and Australia. And the French team leads 2-1 in the 53rd minute. Yemi and Kende. Olivier Giroud came so close to repeating that scorpion kick goal. He was so close, and you wonder, then he's still that athletic, he's still that flexible, and in fact, on social media, people are saying Giroud will be dancing now that Karim Benzema had to go out of the World Cup due to injury. And I'm saying, come on, guys, that shouldn't be the story, but it's still going well for the French team at the moment. Mbappe just scored, but I think VAR called that off, so it's still 2-1 in favor of the French team. Let's talk about what our viewers have on the screen. Saudi Arabia 2, Argentina 1. Don't adjust your TV screen. That's the score. That's what happened today. And this guy that you can see scored a stunner of a goal to give Saudi Arabia the lead. This is the first time Argentina will be losing a World Cup opening game since Italia 1990. I mentioned it at the start of the show when they lost to the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. That's one. But Kende Idris, what a story. What a story. Every night, I said today that we need to give him more flowers.
Yes. You know, the moment I saw Hervé Renard in the Saudi Arabian fold, if you're an African and you follow football, you must know this name. It's like an household name, you know. So I felt, I think this man loves stories that has to do with you don't know what this team would do, but they would definitely do something that would interest you. And I wanted to see, especially against the top team, one of the favorites to take the World Cup 2022, Argentina. And then the game started. Lionel Messi, that penalty kick and all of that. And at that point, a lot of persons felt, okay, maybe it might be a rollover. But the game overturned. But this scoreline wasn't even the catch for me. It was the way Saudi Arabia set up. They managed Argentina all around the midfield and kept a high line. You can see all those 3 VAR calls that were offside. It was Argentina trying to put the ball over or just beat the defenders, but they are always right ahead of the Saudi defense right there, which puts them in offside position. But some have been questioned. But look at that. You cannot go toe-to-toe playing probably tiki-taka or man-marking this kind of a team. So you have to do something even more special, and that is what they did. And when you do that, one of the things you also need to do, your counter-attacking must be second to perfect. And they did that in quick succession. 2 goals went in, and that is just it. Big teams don't give you all of the chances, but when you get the few ones, you need to take them. Saudi Arabia did that, but a lot of persons cannot look away from Hervé Renard. So calm, so cool. He had gotten the job done before the game even started. He just needed, all of the keys to play the right role they needed to play. It's like me wanting to talk about Fidelis. Coaches are producers. And when you get the right one, if big players leave or good players leave, they'll produce another. And that is the word of Fidelis Ilechukwu. Hervé Renard just proved that again, earlier today. Argentina shocked, and then the World Cup is here.
No, what a story. This guy, Salem Al-Dawsari, with a stunner of a goal to give Saudi Arabia the win today against Argentina. That is 17th international goal for Saudi Arabia in 64 appearances. I mean, I would go down and say Allahu Akbar if I score such a goal.
Definitely. And if the goal comes against the team that has arguably the best player in the world, I mean, the celebration will be double. Although this game, a lot of people have said, well, VAR played a role. Whatever you want to say, I agree with Kehinde Idris that you cannot play down the effort of the Saudis. You just can't. You just can't. Whatever you say, a lot of people talked about, well, they went back, turned themselves to VAR, and they started showing us graphics of how they felt Lautaro Martinez goal probably should have stood. And they were, tracing the leg of the Saudi defender and all that. But, I mean, whatever happens, nobody expects Saudi Arabia to be beating Argentina.
That's right. That's right. And I always say it here. I mean, that's my line, that when we think we know football, we get stunned. I'm sure, look, I had to tweet it that shame on all of us because we thought Argentina was going to destroy Saudi Arabia. But that didn't even happen. Forget what VAR did. Saudi Arabia came today to prove a point that we will not respect you guys from Argentina. And so if Argentina is creating one chance, they are creating 2 chances. They were man-marking. They were running at the same pace with the Argentines. They were covering their flanks properly. They got their offside formation so well. The Saudis truly deserve to win today, and they did just that. They had never, ever won an opening game at the FIFA World Cup. Impossible is nothing. They did that today. So with the way the World Cup is now, everybody can come out and say what they want to say. We said the same thing during the opening game between Qatar and Ecuador, when Valencia's first goal was ruled offside. They showed us, we showed our viewers, FIFA, they are not joking. They said they want to be on point with the offside calls. And you could see that it was just a fraction of the knee. And they will show you. That's the power of technology. So Argentina can go on and on and say that they were supposed to get this goal, get that goal. VAR is there to prove that it wasn't a goal. Nigeria also felt the same way when we played Argentina at the last World Cup in Russia. Remember when we had that penalty call? And the referee didn't even go to look at VAR. You don't win all the time, but it's just because of how Argentina lost this. They came into this World Cup with a fantastic unbeaten run. Who would have thought that Saudi Arabia would have ended it?
All right, we would have thought. We could go on and on. A lot of topical issues on the show tonight. But let's quickly listen to the man that made the magic, just like Kehinde Idris said. Let's listen to Hervé Renard. And, of course, we'll come back for more on Sports Tonight.
I decided to reach this country 3 years and a half ago. And since this time, I have the management a president, amazing president. The Ministry of Sport, they were always behind us. So even when we visit our prince 2-3 weeks ago, he didn't put any pressure on us. This is a way you have to work in football. Because when you are putting too much pressure, it's not working all the time. So we made history for the Saudi football. It will stay forever. This is the most important. But we also need to think about looking forward, because we still have 2 games very difficult for us. You are from Saudi, you know the first quality of the Saudi player. When they are winning something, sometimes they are flying. So they will have me on their shoulders all the time, because don't think you are one of the best teams in the world. Huh? You made something fantastic today, but keep your step on the floor.
All right, have Renard, I mean, picking his words, choosing his words. Well, we have no other choice than to listen to him. All right, so let's move on. We're pressed for time on the show. Let's do a quick one on the other 2 matches that were played today. Can't do this. Let's quickly talk about a few words. My producer says we don't have time, so we have to move quickly as we can. Let's talk about the Cardiff Eagles. By far, the best result from an African team. The rest are yet to play. Yeah. But they pulled it off. A draw against the Danes.
Yes, because so many people did not give Tunisia any chance. I'm telling you, I've got a colleague who said they don't stand a chance at all in this group. They might not even get a goal. But this is them not getting a goal, but getting a point, which have put them in good stead. So it's a good result from Tunisia. And I'm so happy, especially after seeing what happened with Senegal, who Africans have high hopes for. So Tunisia, good one, because this Danish side is a good team.
All right, Austin,
Yeah.
Kehinde Idris has done it to me. Talk about the World Cup, find a way to put Nigeria in it somehow. We talk about Nigeria at some point. I talk about Guillermo Ochoa, of course, made the day for the Mexicans and ensure that Robert Lewandowski is yet to have a World Cup goal. But the results, quickly as you can, the result, did it surprise you? A lot of people already gave that game to Poland.
Yeah, you know, same way they gave that game to Denmark against Tunisia. And I'm saying we should be careful the way we make these calls. Remember when I was talking about when we're having the preview to the World Cup, I said it that the game between Mexico and Poland is one that can, you know, go anyway. Same thing with the game between Denmark and Tunisia. But because Denmark has got a lot of players that people, you know, relate with, they see them play in Europe. Same thing with Poland against Mexico. But we know that the Mexican team, they've got, you know, some good, you know, quality in there. So I thought it was a fair result, you know, to an extent. What Saudi Arabia did today, we were not ready to see any more upsets here. I mean, we just wanted to see decent results. So the next 2 games ended in goalless draws. So football had a way to just, you know, say, guys, enough for today. Your heartbeat shouldn't beat, you know, higher than it is at the moment. So no surprises for me from those 2 results. I just want to see what Tunisia can do in their next game, because right now it's France 3, Australia 1. Kylian Mbappe finally got into the score sheet. Olivier Giroud, a minute ago, I think just made it. Yeah, 4-1 now. So praise for Olivier Giroud. But it was a fine goal by Kylian Mbappe, assisted by Dembele, and now Giroud just put one in with a fine header to make it France 4, Australia 1, which makes it open. Tunisia can believe now in their next match and see what can come out of this one. So, yeah, today's results, no surprises except for that Saudi Arabia-Argentina game.
Enough for the day.
Like Austin said, enough for the day. All right, Kehinde Idris got me into this mood by talking about Nigeria, and of course, we have to. What's the World Cup without Nigeria? We're getting to know how it really feels. And just when we thought the pain was over, now the World Cup has started. And Nigerians are beginning to react, are beginning to speak their minds. Let's just listen to a cross-section of Nigerians who gathered together to, enjoy the game, enjoy the World Cup, but at the end of the day, they still have to talk about Nigeria. Let's listen to what some of them had to say.
It's sad, it's depressing, and it's really upsetting. You know, in March, you would think, oh, don't worry, yeah, we're not qualifying, you get over it. But then the more you watch the World Cup now, the hungrier you get, the more upset you become. But then again, you have to understand, Nigeria don't deserve to be at the World Cup. That's why they are not there. They fail to plan, and they don't deserve to be at the World Cup. But when you look at the quality of play and the way the World Cup is going, the teams that are there, and the way the players are playing, the young players and what they are doing, you begin to feel it's an opportunity lost, not just for Nigerian football, for Nigeria as a nation. It's sad, and I don't think we would get over it until the end of the World Cup. I think Brazil, you can't look further than Brazil. They look like a very complete side. France, without some of their key players, are also. So these four countries, France, Germany, Brazil, and of course, Argentina, I think are the countries that you need to watch out for in this World Cup.
This is the first time in 12 years that I'll be watching the World Cup on the TV. So I've always been at the stadium or somewhere where Super Eagles have been playing. So it's sad that I'm watching on the screen. Well, so first of all, it's not so sweet for me to see Nigeria not be at the World Cup for the first time in a long time as a Nigerian, you know, so it's sad. There's no two ways about it. I won't want to paint it. I will tell you straight, for business and also as a patriotic Nigerian, I have to come here and I have to even wear a Super Eagles jersey. Just to, if I have to be at the World Cup, I know our jersey will be the best jersey, you know, but so it's unfortunate that we're not at the World Cup.
It's a painful thing because football is the opium of the people. And that's what we use to forget about whatever the country is going through and all that. So it's a sad thing that Nigeria is not there because this is a time for joy, for everybody to come together as one. People that live in the far-flung north and the near south, they all come together in one, as one to happily represent our country. But I don't know, now we're just watching, we're by the wayside. I have England, United States of America, I have Portugal, I have Argentina, and possibly Brazil.
It's heartbreaking. We should be there. We should be playing. I see no reason why we shouldn't be at the World Cup. You understand? We have the players. We have the resources. I don't know. We should learn to do the right thing, put the right pegs in the right holes. We shouldn't be Senegal and the rest of them. I mean, no disrespect, but those countries shouldn't be there flying their flag. And I mean, what's there for a Nigerian? Young people like us and the old people are are teeming football fans. We're a football nation. It's a crime for us not to be at the World Cup. It's unacceptable.
All right, many months after we failed to qualify, and you could still see how Nigerians feel about Nigeria's failure to be at the Mundial. So we just had to feel the pulse of Nigeria. That was a cross-section, people from different walks of life and talking about it. And what I'm going to do, we're not going to comment, because if we comment, we're probably going to sound like those guys. And that's not our job. So we're not going to sound like those guys. We're just going to move on. And I've just been told we have less than 10 minutes before the show ends, so we have to use it well. Wednesday's fixtures is where we're going to now. Very sure it's going to come up on your screen. Let's talk about Wednesday, what to expect on Wednesday. Interesting time it will be. Of course, Africa's representative, the Atlas Lions of Morocco, will be up against Croatia. Japan will face Germany. Spain will play Costa Rica. Belgium will play Canada. All right. Let me take a stab at this first, and I'll yield the floor to my colleagues. Morocco and Croatia. Football keeps teaching us lessons, but I think Croatia might pick this one. Germany, Japan, I'll go with the Germans. Spain, Costa Rica. I'm not really feeling Spain right now. Personal reasons, I'm not feeling Spain right now. They might have enough to win this game. I don't know. Not really feeling them. But, I mean, straight away, Belgium, Canada, I'll go with the Belgians. All right? So that's my take. I usually don't do that. But since I ask people to stick out their neck. I should do that to myself once in a while. All right, can you do this quickly? In a minute or two, those games, maybe I should call it out again, quickly, a response. Morocco, Croatia?
I think for me, aside Senegal, I think Croatia is another African team I really believe
Morocco?
in. And I think I'll go with Morocco.
Morocco against Croatia? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Morocco.
This show is recorded, all right. Germany, Japan.
Germany, Japan. Wow, this is hard.
Germany, Japan hard?
Germany has not been reliable in recent time. For Japan, they've been on the high, if you follow them. So I'll sit on the fence, say this will end in a draw.
Okay. Spain, Costa Rica.
Like you said also, Spain have got
not feeling the Spaniards.
The Costa Ricans are not there, so I will still find a way to chill with Spain.
Oh, okay. Belgium, Canada.
Straight up. It's
Belgium. Okay. All right, let's see if Austin agrees with us. Austin, your take. You listen to both of us. We decided to go first. And so this time to hear what you have to say. Let's start with our African brothers first. Morocco against Croatia.
So those that have been listening to me, I've said Ghana and Morocco are two teams I'm looking at this competition. And with what Saudi Arabia did today, Morocco can believe tomorrow. I think, as I've said it over and over again, that no World Cup is the same. So we saw Croatia last year. They've been decent enough to still come to the World Cup, but Morocco can believe. It's the opening game, you know, so they can just go out there and do what they can. They are a team that on a good day, if they want to play football, they actually play good football and to an extent even played European style of football. So I'm rooting for Morocco. You know, I had to, take a deep sigh for that one to say Morocco. So Morocco can go out there and believe to win. I'll call that one 1-0 or 2-1 for Morocco tomorrow. Hopefully they will not, make me come looking stupid next time I'll be on this show. For Spain, Costa Rica, straightforward. Yeah, the Spaniards, they are not that sort of team that we know them to be at the moment, but I think at the World Cup, they understand the assignment. And I mean, this is Costa Rica. I'll take an upset, but I'll not come out and say Costa Rica will beat Spain. So hopefully Spain can do something with that one. Belgium, Canada, straight up. Canada will relish competing at this competition, just like Wales, making a return in 64 years. That's all they can do, come out there, play. But they seem to be decent. I mean, it's a World Cup, the best 32 teams competing. But all day, every day, Belgium should take that one.
All right. Do you agree with the Blue Samurai of Japan when they say they want to upstage the Germans?
They can do that, and this Japanese team, I've said it over and over again, what they've got going for them is their team spirit, is the understanding they have, their athleticism. They can run you for the entire 90 minutes. This is a team that has rich World Cup experience, so if you want to look at current form, just as what Kehinde said, I will easily go with Japan. But hey, this is Germany. The Germans are not joking, and I'm sure they don't love the states at which their football is at the moment. So with the opening game, you use it to make a statement. So this is a very, very difficult call. If they give me a draw, I'll take it.
Okay. All right. Well, I talked about Japan, talking about wanting to cause an upset. Let's listen to the captain of the Blue Samurai, Maya Yoshida, speaking on that game, and of course, hoping that the Blue Samurai will come out on top, and that's probably defeat the German machine. Will that happen? We'll have to wait. But here is Maya Yoshida speaking ahead of that game.
Since we knew that we going to play against Germany, I started to analyze the strikers a lot. But of course, actually playing against them is much better analyzed than just watching the video. So it was a great experience for me, and that's why this is one of the reasons I came to Bundesliga, to understand German football, German culture and the opponent, and of course need to stay in high level to keep fit my condition, the physical condition. At the same time, many players, as we say, many Japanese players play in Bundesliga as well. So we try to giving the information a lot, and we understand that they have good quality, speed, pace, and physical ability as well. So the key is we have to defend well, and probably less opportunities attacking, but we need to make a good counter-attack, of course. So we are representing Japan, of course, but at the same time representing Asia. So hopefully many fans come in the stadium, not only Japanese, but also the many Asian fans, then they're going to support us because Germany is so strong.
All right, we'll see if that's going to happen, if we're going to see another upset. All right, Austin, we got to go. This is the part I don't like, but we don't have a choice. We got to go. Yeah. We had fun, but then we had to go.
Yeah, Kylian Mbappe just got a chance to make it France 5, Australia 1. I'll say they should calm down. It's okay at 4-1. That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonakwan. And everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right. So, Kehinde Idris, I want to thank you for your time on the show. Hopefully, we'll do this again some other time.
Of course, we will do it some other time. And after all the talks about the World Cup, it's a mistake. The World Cup is there and we're enjoying it.
All right. All of those issues have been laid to rest. We are enjoying the football. That's the show tonight. We do hope that you've enjoyed everything we've been able to bring to you. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.